So, you're a pro at writing code. You've built some amazing things, and now you're looking up at the next mountain to climb. Well, that's exactly what we're going to map out today. The whole journey from being a top-notch software engineer to becoming a really influential engineering manager. And that's the big question, right? It's a huge shift. You're going from being the person who solves the problem yourself to empowering an entire team to solve even bigger problems. It's not just a step up, it's a completely different way of thinking about your role in the tech world. So, what is an engineering manager, really? What do they do all day? The best way to think about an EM is as a bridge. They're the critical connection between the nitty-gritty technical work their team is doing and the big picture vision of the company. Okay, so let's break that down. An EM is basically juggling a few critical things at once. They've got to make sure projects get delivered on time and are high quality. They're also responsible for mentoring their engineers, helping them grow their careers. And maybe most importantly, they make sure every single line of code actually serves a real business goal. Okay, but it's a tough climb for sure. So why even do it? Well, the rewards are about way more than just a new job title. This is about making your impact bigger, way bigger than you ever could as an individual coder. All right, let's talk about the obvious one first, the money. The earning potential here is pretty significant. You're looking at a range starting around $140,000, and it can go way up, easily past $250,000 a year for experienced managers. But hey, it's not just about the paycheck. Your impact just explodes. It's not just your code anymore. You're shaping entire teams, you're influencing engineering culture, and you're guiding products that could be used by millions. And that, of course, throws open the doors to bigger roles down the line, like director, VP, or even CTO. There's also just this deep satisfaction that comes from helping other people succeed. It's a huge win. All right, you're sold. So how do you start the climb? Well, phase 1 is all about building a super solid foundation. And this isn't just about your technical skills, it's really about your mindset. This right here, this is maybe the most important mental switch you have to make. As an engineer, your whole job, your whole identity is built around solving the problem yourself. But as a manager, your job completely flips. You become an enabler. Your goal is to clear the path so your team can solve the problem, often better than you could alone. Look, you can't lead engineers if they don't respect your technical chops. It's that simple. We're talking, a solid 5 to 7 years in the trenches, a really deep understanding of system design, and being the person who can lead those high-level technical talks and code reviews. You have to have credibility. Okay, so you've got the foundation. Now it's time for the actual climb. This is where you stop thinking about it and start doing it. You start taking on leadership tasks even before you have the fancy title. And you don't have to jump in the deep end. You can ease into it. Start small. Offer to mentor a junior engineer on the team. Then level up. Volunteer to take the lead on a new feature. And from there, you can even offer to run team ceremonies, like the daily stand-up or the retrospective. Each little step builds that leadership muscle. A huge part of being a manager is, managing. You have to actually ship stuff. That means you've got to get really good at things like Agile and Scrum. It's about learning how to keep the backlog in check and becoming a real partner to your product managers. It's all about execution. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Your real job isn't to tell people what to do. It's to grow them, to mentor them, and to help create the next generation of leaders on your very own team. So, you've been practicing, you've built the skills, you've got the experience. It all leads to this moment. The final phase, making that official jump into the engineering manager role. Now, there are basically 2 main paths you can take to get to the top. You can either get promoted from inside your own company, where everybody already knows and trusts you, or you can get hired from the outside, bringing a fresh set of eyes to a new team. If you're trying to get promoted internally, the secret is you need to start doing the job before you have the job. Volunteer for things, take ownership. If you're applying for jobs somewhere else, your resume needs to be all about leadership. Every project you led, every person you mentored, that's what you need to highlight. So you did it. You're at the summit. But what's the view really like? What do you actually do all day? Well, it's way less about your own code and a lot more about seeing the entire landscape.
This chart breaks it down perfectly. You can see right away that the biggest piece of the pie, about 35%, is people management. That's your one-on-ones, your coaching, giving feedback. The rest of your time is a mix of making sure projects get done, helping set the technical direction, and, of course, talking to all the other teams and stakeholders.
And listen, getting that EM title, that's not the end of the road, not even close. It's really a launch pad. From here, you can keep climbing that technical leadership ladder all the way to CTO. Or you could pivot, maybe move into a product role, using all that great experience you've built. And that really brings us to this final thought, which is so important. The title of manager is something someone gives you. But leadership, that's something you have to earn every single day by how you show up for your team. So I want to leave you with one final question to really think about. As you look at this whole journey, what's the first step you can take this week? Maybe it's mentoring a teammate or just making sure you're listening more in your next meeting. What's the one thing you're going to do?